All right, so hello guys. Welcome to Ep.2 of the College Conversation. Today we are going to be interviewing another college student who's representing her school, and I'm joined with
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
yes, and Caitlin goes to USC, University of Southern California in California, which is located in the United States. I just wanted to start off the conversation. So could you mention what your major is and what year you're going into or in?
So this is my second year and I'm an architecture major. So this is my second out of 5 years. We're getting through it. And I just added a minor in urban sustainable planning.
Oh, that's cool. I want to do something like that too. So how'd you come to choose your major?
So I feel like everyone has a different journey to choosing their major. For me, this sounds so tacky, but I always kind of knew I wanted to go into architecture. I feel like I've always been into science and art and of course the combination of that. And I've traveled quite a bit and I grew up in a few different countries. So just being exposed to different architecture styles and things like that really impacted how I grew up. So I think I really wanted to go into the field and just learn why I felt this intrigue about it. So that's how I
Mhm.
chose. Yeah.
Do you think USC helps you with that major? You think that the program's really good, to help you with the future?
Yeah, definitely. USC has a whole school dedicated to architecture. So that was something I was really looking for because at some different schools, architecture is a subcategory of engineering or in the art school, which I didn't really want to go into a school that was art centered because I wanted to make sure that it still had that scientific aspect. But then if it was engineering centered, you weren't getting designed. So I think USC does a good job balancing those two, and it's an accredited university for architecture. So unlike most universities that do it, it's a 5 year versus the 4 year. So you get a B arc rather than a BS or BA. So that's another thing I was looking forward to, and I just like their philosophy of the citizen architect. They do a really good job of trying to, well, they're getting better at it, nobody's perfect, but trying to make sure that how your architecture is going to be impacting the world around you, and focusing on the communities that you're going to be building in as well, not just the building itself. So I really like that approach. Yeah.
Mhm. You mentioned that it's not a centered art school. Would you say that it's also focused on other schools? Because I've heard that it's mainly known as a film school, by
Yeah.
people.
So USC, their film department is insane. They have whole movie sets on campus. You see real movies and TV shows being filmed on campus all the time. I saw the cast of How to Get Away with Murder on campus. There's tons of things like that. And it's definitely known for their film school, but a couple other programs that they're known for is they're pretty good at medicine as well. And then architecture is pretty big too. So, and then of course communications. Annenberg is a school of communications, and they're pretty big on journalism too.
Mhm.
They're good at everything, honestly.
That's good.
Yeah.
What's it called? So when you get help for your classes, do you have the teachers helping you, TAs? So how's that? Do you think they support you enough?
Oh yeah, specifically in my major, you really rely on your professors maybe more so than other majors. Of course, I've had to take core classes, so they're not architecture specific classes, and I find that I don't build as big of a connection with the teachers, and you more so have to rely on your TA in those classes, or just not even ask questions because it's a big lecture or something. But I feel with architecture, your professors ask you to email them all the time. If you have a drawing or something you want to send to them before class starts, you're emailing them back and forth. We can text our professors, we Skype. I remember one professor, our whole studio was stressing out before one of our presentations for finals, and she was like, okay, I'm coming in on Saturday, you guys better have some stuff, I'm gonna come see you guys and work together. So the professors really care about their work, and they're willing to just take extra time out of their day to be with you guys and make sure that you're producing something good. So I really like that. Of course, it varies between different professors, but
Mhm.
everyone I've had so far has been really proactive about that. So
Is your architecture program, is it a big program? I'd say maybe a STEM focus program.
um I guess right now, well, okay, so we started with maybe 90 kids coming in together.
Hmm.
And then as you go throughout the semester, people drop because that's just how it is. So every grade, but then they get filled in with transfers. So in architecture, every year has about 90 to 100 kids, like maybe 75, like anywhere between that range. And then we have, of course, like 5 years of that. And the grad school is also pretty big. So when you put it all together, it feels like a big school, but I like know everybody in my grade. I can, like, if I saw their faces, I'd be like, okay, you're in my school. Like, you get to know everybody as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like just in the architecture program or like your entire?
Okay, my entire school, that definitely ranges. I think the school has, oh God, I don't want to like throw out random estimates. You're gonna have to like fact check this after, but I think there's like 20,000 undergrad. Like, I don't know if that's like anywhere in the ballpark, but it's a huge school. You're not gonna like meet a ton of people from different majors, I feel like. Um, Whatever major you're in is probably who you're going to be with, but that could just be my experience like being an architecture major. So yeah, the school is huge, but the campus feel like everybody is really into being on campus. So you're going to like get to know people because everybody like loves being on campus. It's not like a commuter school where people are going home for the weekends and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So you feel like everyone's pretty connected in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it hard for you to like make friends, or as you mentioned, like everyone's connected, so I'm guessing it's not hard.
No, if you like, again, being an architecture major, it just like takes up my whole life. So that's like what I can speak on. But you can go to studio and like not even be trying to make friends, and you're gonna make friends just because you're with them all the time. And joining clubs and things like that, everybody is so open to making friends. If you're going into a club that you actually like, it's gonna be so easy to like get to know people around you. I joined Bloom magazine, which is like a sustainable fashion magazine, and the kids in there are so cool. Of course, it got cut, like our school year got cut short, so we didn't get to have any of our like big events at the end of the year or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But even going to those few meetings that I still had, like I was able to see like connections start forming. So if you join a club, you're gonna make friends. Like, it's hard to be lonely on this campus.
That's great
Yeah.
though. Because like I know like even in high school, like it's so hard for people to just connect with others, and like having a change to college makes just people feel like they can't connect. I mean, especially with Corona right now,
Yeah.
it's like a lot of incoming freshmen don't have people that they really see.
Yeah, USC has been trying to like get around that and still have some sort of like freshman experience for them by setting up like online Zoom calls and like platforms. I think it's called like Experience SC, where they're still having all the like welcoming concerts and these get-togethers and things like that. And then club meetings are also going on Zoom, so people are still kind of getting to know each other, but of course it's going to be a little bit different. Like, you're not going to meet someone at the library or something, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully we'll be able to get back to it soon.
Yeah. Wait, do you know if classes right now are online, or are you doing classes over there in person as well?
They're 100% online. Well, I don't want to say 100% because a few like majors, like medicine majors, medical majors are back on campus. Mainly grad medical programs are back on campus because they wanted to do a hybridized form, like half go back, half stay. For architecture, the freshmen were supposed to be living on campus, but they didn't get approval from LA to open back up because of coronavirus. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're all online right now.
So, like, are they allowing students on campus, like, to live at the dorms?
I think that they opened up a few dorms. There was a bit of a problem at the beginning of this semester when they didn't get approval from the city to open.
Mm-hmm.
And RAs were kind of freaking out because they were like, well, you're not going to have housing now. Like, they're taking away all these things. But I think they opened back up dorms. I don't know anyone living in the dorms, but I know that campus is open as long as you, like, not for classes, but if you want to like walk around campus, you have to have like your USC ID, and then there's like a questionnaire you have to fill out on your phone to like see if you have any symptoms, and then you're allowed to like go on campus. So
Mm-hmm. Do they do testing?
they've been testing a lot. I think um, testing in the area, like they've been testing any students that have come back to the area. So even if you're not living like right by campus, if you're in like the greater LA area, they'll test you. And if you get corona, then you're allowed to go to the USC hotel, which is like a converted, I think it used to be a Marriott or Hilton hotel that's like right by campus that they converted to like a USC hotel, and they're doing free quarantining there. So if you do get corona, you're allowed to go there for free and stay in a hotel, get free food. So
Yeah, at least they're
they're
being
trying to take care of
supported.
it.
Because I know some
Yeah.
schools aren't really doing anything, but at least
Yeah.
we have that. So like as we're talking about dorms, I'd like to know, like, do you like the dorms over there?
Oh, yeah. Okay. My dorm was amazing. I was in a suite style dorm since I was in the honors college for freshmen, which is McCarthy. And the dorming situation is there are some issues with it. Like most of the freshman dorms don't have AC, like the older ones, but you get a choice where you live. So a lot of the kids that live in the older style dorms are looking for more of like that crazy, like not high school, college experience. Like one of the dorms that doesn't have AC is called New North. It's right by the row. So those are the kids that usually like rush and sororities and things like that. Then there's Parkside, which is a suite style dorm like mine. That's kind of like in the hidden part of campus, like way in the back, but there's AC. It's really nice, but it's more for like introverted people. Like it's not as super social. And
Mhm.
then McCarthy was like a good mix of everything. Like people would study throughout the day and then like go crazy and like hang out and party at night. It was kind of crazy. But that was in the village, and most of the village dorms are for sophomores. But then, of course, there's the honors college there, which was like a little nice treat. And in the village, they have like a Target, Trader Joe's, all that sort of stuff. It's a lot newer since I think it was opened in 2017.
Mhm.
So that's definitely like the newest part of campus. But most of the freshman residential dorms are like on in the campus center, and they're not as nice, but they are renovating them. So we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
Maybe they'll get AC.
Maybe because
Yeah.
there's actually a lot of schools like that that don't have AC. Because I know down here, right, well, up here, I live in Massachusetts,
Hmm.
and so like most of the schools here don't have AC in them. But I mean, they're nice schools, but
You
the
can usually get
dorms.
by in California, like if you open your window and put a fan. Like I had a friend that was living in one of the dorms that didn't have AC, and she was fine. Like maybe a week out of the year, it was like horrible, but for the most part, it was fine. Yeah.
Hmm. It's just because we have 4 seasons, and then like the thing about the summers though is that when it gets hot, it gets really hot up here.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't even understand. And then when it's cold, it's really cold. So then you have that, and it's just like AC, no AC, needing heating. How does that work?
Yeah.
But I mean, they survive, I guess. And what's it called? Do you have private bathrooms in the dorms?
In the suite style dorms, you do have private bathrooms. So that would be like any of the dorms in the village have like private bathrooms. Like specific dorm, had what is it called? Like 4 bed, 2 bath. So two people per room have their own bathroom, and then we shared that like little entrance area with another group of girls. So another 2 girls with their own bathroom. So I only had to share my bathroom with my roommate, and
Yeah,
it was fine. Yeah.
that's good because I know I don't like communal style bathrooms, but
Yeah.
some people aren't
The
into
dorms
that.
the dorms that don't have AC have communal, but they get free cleaning, so it's
Yeah,
always
that's
nice and
good. Yeah,
clean.
you get
Our
a
dorms also
benefit.
got cleaning.
Oh,
So yeah.
like is that only for honors college students, or like are there other suites for freshmen?
Okay, so the other suites would be Parkside. Parkside also got cleaning, and the room layouts are pretty much the same as the honors college. Um, but it's just a little bit further from everything since it's like the other side of campus. And I think there's like you can either have a 8-person room, but it's 2 people per room, and then you have 2 bathrooms. Then there's the 4-person that I had, and then there's the 4-person where everyone shares one bathroom, and then there's 2-person singles where you have your own bathroom, and then there's 4-person singles where I think 2 people share one bathroom, but there's 4 of you, each with your
Mhm.
own room inside of the larger unit. I don't know if I'm describing this properly. So yeah, McCarthy and Parkside are pretty much the same, but the rest of the village does have, I think there are like 4 other like buildings for dorms in the village. Those all have suite style stuff. So you all have AC, cleaning, personal bathrooms, no communal style, but those are usually reserved for sophomores and like up. But if you do apply to those, you can get in. Like I had some friends that lived in Kale and Irani, which is right across, like you can see it from McCarthy, and that's usually for sophomores, but you just have to like see what's left over after their application goes out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So the honors college, how is that? Do you like the program? Do you think like do you need a certain GPA to get into that?
So the honors college is based on like freshman merits coming into the school. So you don't really need to do anything after you get there. Like as long as you're not getting kicked out of the school, you're going to be in it.
Mhm.
Like a couple other schools have like the honors college extends to academics as well, but USC isn't like that. I don't know why. Like the programs that they have don't require you to like take certain classes that are harder than other majors or anything like that. So it's mainly just residential life that's considered the honors college. So yeah. And they also have a sophomore dorm that's honors college. So if you are in the freshman dorm, you have priority of getting into the sophomore dorm, which is also in the village, basically the same setup.
Mhm. So a big important topic that people really love, food, the meal plans. How's that?
Oh gosh. So I think there are three or four different meal plans you can get. Most freshmen get the Cardinal plan, I believe, which is where you have unlimited swipes. And there are, I think, three different dining halls on campus. I'm losing my like knowledge of campus. I haven't been there in so long. There's one in the village, which is in McCarthy, which is like right downstairs for me. That was, I would say, the best. People like to argue with me, but I think McCarthy's the best. Then there's EVK, which is by New North. That serves like more comfort style food. It's anything they serve there is super unhealthy, but they have really great pizza if you go there for that. They have fried chicken, like they have a lot more comfort style food. And then Parkside Dining Hall is more international food. They like to experiment a lot more over there. They have a really good salad bar. So I think the meal plans they're kind of expensive. Like, are you getting your money's worth? I don't know. It depends on how much you eat.
Mhm.
But the dining halls are really great. Like as a freshman, you have options. Like you're not gonna gain the freshman 15 if you don't want to. There are so many options. I
Mhm.
actually like lost 10 pounds when I went to college. So, and it's not because I wasn't eating good. It was because they had such healthy options there. Um, there's another meal plan that a couple of my friends had, which was like a step up from the freshman one. It was a little bit more money, but you had dining dollars instead of dining swipes. So you didn't have like unlimited swipes. You couldn't go to the dining hall like for free. Not for free, but like unlimited. You had to pay every time you swiped in, but that gave you access to other restaurants on campus. Like there's a cafe called Lemonade, which is so good. It's like a chain. They have Panda Express. They have what else? There's like a burger place. There's a smoothie shop right by architecture. They sell sushi there too. There's another place in the Marshall School of Business that has like Asian fusion food. So if you want ramen and things like that, you can go there. And if you have dining dollars, you have access to all of those, which you don't have if you just get the basic like unlimited dining hall swipes. So second semester, I upgraded my meal plan to that. And you can also go to Starbucks with your dining dollars, which that's why I upgraded because I was going to Starbucks all the time. There's like 3 Starbucks on campus and 2 coffee beans. So yeah, that's another option. And then if you get an apartment on campus, like the suite style dorms, when you're a sophomore, junior up, then
Mhm.
you can get an apartment meal plan since you'll have a kitchen in your suite. So you don't have to go to the dining halls as much.
Mhm.
That
So
was a
like,
lot.
no, that's good. Very informational. Thank you. So
Yeah.
like, the meal plans, you say they're all, would you say they're expensive, like affordable, or?
Um, I mean, you have to get it, so you don't really have an option. I would recommend just paying the extra, like, I think it's $300 and getting the dining swipes, just so you
Mhm.
have more variety of what you can get. You don't get to use your extra money that's left over if you do get the like upgraded meal plan and you're going by dining dollars. It's a direct translation of like you pay I think $3,000 or something like that per semester. You don't get any of the extra money that you put in back. They donate it to a fund to give kids that can't afford meal plans food.
Mhm.
So if you that's like great, I guess, but you're losing money. So just like make sure you use it, take your friends out to eat, things like that.
Mhm.
um their meal plans are expensive, but there's like no way around it. So
Yeah, and they're good. You have a lot of stuff to eat.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna get into like some not technical questions, but you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
about like school, would you say that the course load for different majors, not just architecture, like it's heavy or?
It depends on your major. The school's definitely hard in general.
Mhm.
Some majors are difficult in different ways. Like I know business is a lot more networking than it is actual work.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a lot more free time to go out and things like that. Annenberg is also kind of like the business school. It just however much you want to put in. A lot of people in those two schools can double major since they just have extra free time, like
Mm-hmm.
school wise. But then those majors are also heavily focused on getting internships. So it's just however much you want to like put into your career. Schools like architecture and engineering, you're not going to have free time. Like it's just what it's going to be. You have to really practice time management, but you get a different feel for the school because you get really close to your classmates, which other majors probably don't have since they're like kind of hopping around to different classes. We stay with the same people basically all the time, like throughout all of our classes, we have the same exact people, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It depends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but a lot of people will also add like a minor if you can get ahead in some of your GE classes, like your core classes, then over the summer or coming in with high school credits, it'll allow you to take a minor and like get a little bit more experience of the rest of the campus that way. Cinema, arts, dramatic arts, like theater, they are a mix. Again, those majors I feel like are more oriented to have club activities. Like, of course, your major is important, but in the theater school, like they want you going on auditions for like real stuff. Like they're trying to get you real jobs. Same with art, like you have a lot more time to join actual clubs and really go hard for the clubs more than your major per se.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the schoolwork, everyone is pretty busy on campus. Everyone is definitely a go-getter attitude. Like I haven't really met a lot of people that slack off. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know many like unmotivated people there. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you'd say like your school's good at getting like students internships and careers in the long run?
Yeah, networking is super important. I recently just applied for the Black Alumni Association scholarship and I got it. And they require you to get a mentor. So you have to like apply for that. So you're definitely guaranteed to get a mentor who's already working in a field that you're interested in. So yeah, USC definitely in the clubs and things like that, organizations definitely are big on mentorship. I'm also part of like AFROTC, AFROTC, and we're doing a lot of like alumni outreach and things like that and pairing cadets with alumni. So you're gonna like get networking through the school.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the alumni program is huge, right?
Yeah, it's huge. And people have a lot of pride. I know when I graduated high school and we had like an award ceremony for people that were giving awards by their teacher or like academic awards, things like that, announcing where you're going to college. There was a couple that I guess graduated from USC. And then when they announced like I was going to USC across the stage, this couple I've never met, they were like, yeah, like go Trojans. Like they were going hard. And then I saw their car in the parking lot and they had like the little Trojan sticker. Like everybody has a ton of pride and the alumni definitely like they're in fields already. They're like doing big things. So they want to get back to the like young baby Trojans.
That's
Yeah.
that's great. Cause like what's it called? I know that a lot of times when you don't have like a strong alumni network, it's pretty hard to like I'd say get good career not good careers, but like careers that are top. I'd say.
Hmm. And of
Um.
course, other like state schools have that same thing. Like I'm from Texas. Texas A&M has like a crazy alumni network.
Mhm.
It's just different fields. Like of course, USC is going to be more entertainment focused, more like I mean, there's political stuff. I mean, it's a wider range of things versus what you can get at different schools, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like I know there's a very important thing. I mean, you're black, I'm black.
Yeah.
And so like an important question to know as a minority. So like what's it like being a black student or a minority at USC?
So coming from like basically an all white high school, I was kind of like, whatever, like I don't really care how the diversity is. Like I'm gonna join minority clubs and I'll meet people that way. But I would say like you don't even have to do that because I was like really surprised when I got to campus. I toured first with my dad. After I got in, there was like an admitted students weekend thing. And there were so like, I don't want to say there were so many like people of color on campus, but of course the school is still a predominantly white institution, but they're doing a lot to diversify and like open it up because there is sort of like an elitist attitude there and
Mm-hmm.
that's very exclusionary, like prioritizing alumni, things like that, that's very exclusionary for people of color or like low income people. But they're definitely opening up. My roommate was black That was great. Like, you can choose your roommate. So I would say if you are a POC, like, I would recommend rooming with another POC your first year, just so you have like some sort of built-in support. There are tons of like minority interest groups on campus. There's La Casa for like Latinx students. There's um, the BSA. There's the CBSA, and those are huge groups. There's a group chat I got added to like second day after I'd gotten in, called Black Trojans, and everybody updates things on that. There's like mentorship groups that they talk about in that group chat. There's parties that people send. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like excluded on campus. Of course, there's some. I feel like Annenberg low-key has a problem with diversity. The architecture school could do more to, like, again, discuss the impact of like architecture on local groups, especially being in South Central LA. It's like that neighborhood is all Black, like all Latinx people. So you just have to like be aware of where you are in LA as well. Um, but the head of our school, Milton Curry, our dean, he's Black. So it's like there's a trade-off, there's mixes, but I think for the most part, I was surprised by how diverse it was. That could just be like in relation to where I grew up. So it just really depends on like where you're coming from. But there are tons of ways to like meet other POC groups, and we're in California. So for the most part, people are like open-minded. It's not like a liberal haven, but it's better than like where I grew up in the South. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I just have like two more questions. And so, like you mentioned, like POC groups. So international students, there's an international student who asked me to ask you this, but do you know like if they help them enough, or like if they have a specific program into like welcoming international students?
Yeah, they actually have a different orientation for international students just so they can connect with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Just like McCarthy honors kids, they come back a week early before general freshman orientation starts, just so you can like get to know your other honors kids that you're going to be living with. And then I think a day after that starts, international kids are welcomed on campus. So they have their own extra like 3 days ahead of the rest of freshmen to like get to know each other. And there is a huge international student population on the USC campus. Like it's, I think like 25% of kids are international. I, again, could be making this up, but there's a crap ton of international kids. And I'm not, there's a couple clubs. I'm not really like well versed in that since I wasn't an international student,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, there are different clubs and alternatives to like Greek life that are international student focused. I think there's one called Expat Society, which I know is
Mm-hmm.
pretty big for people that want to get that same sort of like fraternity connections as an international kid, but not join like a predominantly white institution like of Greek life. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's interesting like little outlets for them.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, my last question, it's more of like the campus in general, but like I know it's a big campus and like a lot of people go there. So how would you say like the safety is at USC? Do you think like they take care of you guys? Like you have some things to make sure the students are safe?
Oh yeah. After 10 p.m. they have yellow jackets, which are just like DPS people, Department of Public Safety, and they are stationed like at all of the entrances to the different gates of campus, and you have to show your ID to get on campus past 10 o'clock. During the day, DPS like patrols. It feels pretty safe on campus. Um, I have no complaints. Like to get into the dorm, my dorm, you had to scan your finger or like have your face scanned to get in or show your ID. Did I just freeze?
No,
Wait.
you're good. Wait, did you?
Okay, because my computer is like frozen. Um, yeah, safety, I've never really felt concerned on campus, but I think that could just because I'm a student, be because I'm a student, because I know that some of the like local population feels otherwise. Like they can't walk through campus without getting like profiled or feeling like unwelcome because the school is like intruding in South Central.
Mm-hmm.
So especially with like recent movements and stuff, I definitely think they could defund a little bit of DPS and loosen up a little bit and allow like kind of integrate more with the local population, because it's kind of intrusive when you're walking in your own neighborhood and there's like a police, not police officer, but like a DPS officer standing on the corner and you're like trying to get to your house and they're like guarding a campus. So I feel like they could do a little bit better in that regard. But as a student, I definitely feel protected. And they also send out like updates if someone does get like carjacked or something, like you're gonna get a notification. If someone's bike gets stolen, like you get a notification. So yeah.
All right, so they care about the students, so that's good. Oh wait,
Yeah.
I have one more question. So
Okay.
actually, I guess it's a two-part question. It's gonna be quick, but
Yeah.
so like, what would you say are the best traits about USC, and like, what would you say are your least favorite things about USC?
Um, that's a big question. So my favorite parts, I love that I've been able to find people that I can like relate to like immensely. It's just insane. I guess that may not be like a USC specific thing,
Mm-hmm.
but when you go to college, finding people that just like are so like you, but then they could come from a completely different background. Like one of my best friends is from Guatemala. Like we have nothing in common about how we grew up, like anything like that, and we're best friends. So it's just interesting how USC is able to bring that together. And I think going to a big school like USC can do that because again, there's a huge international population. And then like professors care, like academics are good. It just feels like a really well balanced school. There's just so many outlets for you to do whatever you want. I know a couple other schools I was considering were like BU and NYU, and specifically NYU like doesn't have a campus feel. Like you're in New York City, of course it's like fun to be around like a big city, but it's lacking like in sports and things like that. So coming to USC, like having a real campus that's like a beautiful campus, being around like so many diverse people, but yet finding your own niche community within that, I just think it was a really cool experience. And academics are like, they're insane, but they're I feel like I'm getting smarter. So like more as a person, like a smarter person, and like socially more intelligent, like just getting to know everyone and also getting to experience LA. Like it's a little like piece of heaven in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And then a downside is the cost is like ridiculous. Like if we're gonna be honest, like the school is insane. Do I know if it's worth it? I don't know yet because like I don't have like I'm still in school, so
Mm-hmm.
I can say like academics are great, but I've never gone anywhere else, so I don't really know what to compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
I can compare it to like what my other friends that are doing architecture at different schools are doing, and I think like they're pushing us harder and we're like learning a bit more. I don't want to like be rude, but I definitely think it's a rigorous program, but the cost of it is a burden to families. And they do have good financial aid though, is what I've heard. I personally like didn't qualify to receive any, so it like kind of it puts your family in like a weird position when you like can't afford to pay it, but it's still a ridiculous amount.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have to be conscious of that when you're going to the school. Like don't just think everything's going to work out, because I know some people that now have to take a gap year because COVID has impacted them to the point where it's just like it's not going to come back.
Yeah.
They do offer good scholarships though, and their financial aid is good if you apply for everything on time. Like make sure you're on top of applying to the school, because if you apply before December 15th, you're eligible for, or you have like primary consideration for scholarships that would put you in the honors college, like what I got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And also just being on top of financial aid, like make sure you're not missing any deadlines, make sure you're looking through the alumni networks for scholarships, like the BAA one, like things like that, just to help you pay for it, because I think that's the biggest deterrent. Oh, and this is like another point. They recently introduced a new like program. So if your family makes under 70,000, or is it 80,000, like it's either 70 or 80,000 per year, you can
Mm-hmm.
go to USC tuition free. And that just got introduced this year. So any future applicants, like definitely be aware of that. They're trying to fix the elitist culture that they've created. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's a great program. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's amazing. Thanks
Tuition
for
free,
listening,
yeah.
by the way, because like it's a lot of people like to think into the cost. Like, yeah, they could go to a good school, but at the end of the day, like if you can't afford it, what's the point of going?
It's
And
gonna stress
so,
you out. Yeah.
yes, and especially for like low income students who are hoping to go to like top colleges, like they have the grades, but they can't really afford it. So thank you
Mhm.
for that, including that at the end. Um,
Yeah.
yes, so I think that's all I have for today. That's the amount of time we have for today. But I really appreciate you like helping me out with this.
No, I think what you're doing is so cool. So definitely like reach out if you want any other interviews or like other advice or anything. Like I'm
Mhm.
here for you in your college application process.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see where you get to go.
All right, yes, plug in your YouTube account real quick if you want to do
Okay,
that.
so my YouTube is just my name, Caitlin Haynes, Kaitelyn space Haynes. Follow me on Instagram. It's Kate Haynes, Kitehaynes. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I am not a great YouTuber,
No,
but
she's
when I
amazing.
do when I do upload, I think it's pretty useful. So
No, I like it. I like your YouTube.
thank
All right.
you.
Once again, thank you. And this concludes episode 2 of the College Conversation. We'll be posting another one soon. And so just wait for that. All right. Thank you.